You've been getting a lot of good stuff?
I think so. AWE here today with Barry Cole, co-founder of Dub Fiction. How you doing, Barry? So I checked out your exhibit. Why don't you talk about what you do, what your company does, products and services, stuff like that?
Okay. Well, I grew up as a battle DJ, so music's always been part of my life. I work with an electronic music school in New York called Dubspot. And Dubspot is a creative hive of young to old music, new music, and just a general approach to taking that nexus where music and technology are meeting. We teach newest software, newest hardware, but none of that's any good without the skills at the foundation. So within that creative hive, there are a number of things that come up. Working with one of the teachers there, he had approached me because my background is in film also. I'm a music supervisor, and my job is basically DJing for movies, connecting the dots between the best music and media. So he approached me and said he wanted to make a film. He had a lot of content, but there wasn't enough general orthodox content that you would put together into a regular narrative. So we came up with the idea of starting to explore the interactive medium of working on the iPad and trying to figure out whether or not there was something we could do to bring our love for music as well as the passion for great illustration and video to life into something that would allow the experience to be had on the page but also off the page. And that's where we included the augmented reality angle.
Awesome, awesome. And how long have you been doing augmented reality? Is this something new that you just tried through this new project, or have you been interested in the technology before?
It's been about a year, and it really rose out of a need to try and figure out what we could do to make this graphic novel stand out. You know, looking at it, it was great to put music to it, and it's like, all right, well now there's music to something that's flat, but how can we push it a little bit further? You know, when we're in a club or when we're in, you know, a party, it's like you feel the music. You know, music creates vibrations. Those vibrations vibrate all off the room, all off of everybody in there. And that was something that we really wanted to try and strive to reach within this novel. So the idea with augmented reality was it gave us a chance to start to compose content that lived off of the screen. And that allowed us to have more portals for audio and visual experiences.
Awesome. And this being your first year at AWE, have you seen anything that was exciting, that tells you that AR is the right choice and the right thing to keep going with your products and services?
Well, I mean, just the fact that AWE is here, I mean, that is justification enough to know that there are other folks out here who, everybody around here is way ahead of the curve. You know, these are all products that will take some time for the masses to catch up to.
Sure.
But at the same time, nobody here is dissuaded by that. Everyone here is driven by the fact that they know when they put that product in someone's hands or they show somebody the augmentation, that wow value can't really be replaced. And it's been a long time since we've had that kind of wow value or the ability to actually give that kind of experience to someone. People have grown so, you know, numb to just about everything that's out there because we have media everywhere. So the ability to add augmented reality, not just to give more material, but to allow people to discover it more, is, I think, really, really key. And I feel like that discovery angle is what everybody here, you know, is really looking towards. And everybody's really excited at that threshold when people will say, yes, I've been waiting for this for a long time. When I started working with it about a year ago, I was amazed to find out the technology had been around for 10 or 15 years, but it wasn't until the past year or two that we actually had smartphones and tablets that could make use of it.
What it is. Yeah. And I also went to your booth and I saw you were also working with some artists, and you want to talk more about that?
Sure. I mean, as a music supervisor, my main goal is to help to empower artists. You know, without being able to give resources and money to artists for the music they do, I fear that we won't have music to listen to. So in my position, if I get hired by a producer or director to access the best music for a film, my favorite part of that is being able to put the music against picture, but then being able to call up the artist and say, hey, do you want some money for work that you've already done? Sure. And through that empowerment, it's positive reinforcement. And that's really what is at the core of what my mission is as a career. So when I started working with augmented reality as it relates to dub fiction, we started doing more experiments with other artists. For me, coming from New York and growing up in the Bay Area, graffiti's always been a big part of my life. Graffiti, in a way, is like the news. You know, it comes, it goes, but it's always pretty modern. So it's amazing to me looking at tags and looking at pieces that I've seen for a very long time, but not knowing whose they are, and wondering what those characters would say if they could say something. So it was a big experiment. The first test that I did was with a crew from Oakland called Black Diamond Shining, some of my favorite writers and artists like on the planet. There's a particular artist named Ross Terms who and just really respect his work. And the thing that I love about it is it has so many ties to roots and to the ancient times and to tribalism and to where we came from.
Sure.
So to be able to merge that with the contemporary technology gave us kind of the bookends of where we've been and where we're at.
That's awesome.
So I created the first augmentation, or we call it augmation, because what we're doing is we're animating the graffiti characters.
Yeah, so
And then we're popping those up through the augmented reality. And when I saw it the first time I did it, I was surprised.
Yeah, that's a pretty awesome thing. How can people see these videos you're talking about? Because you really have to see this stuff.
Yeah.
Where can people go to find you, find out more about your products, your services, and stuff like you've just been talking about?
Dubfiction.com. And the name of the first episode in Dubfiction is The Heretic of Ether.
Okay.
And the hereticofether.com.
Okay.
Is where you can find different markers. Now the viewers, so you can actually see the augmented material, comes through the Erasma channel. Erasma is a free download.
Sure.
They've been great for us to work with.
Sure.
And for Erasma you would download it and then you would hit the magnifying glass, the search bar, and you would search for Dubfiction.
Okay.
And Dubfiction will unlock all of the Heretic of Ether and all of the content to the novels. Search for that and you follow it as a channel.
Sure.
You'll be set for life.
And it's the same thing for the art?
For the art, the crew is called Black Diamond Shining. So we actually have a Black Diamond Shining channel
as well.
on Erasma.
Okay.
So if you subscribe to both of those, you'll have endless content coming out for the next bit.
Nice, awesome. So how can people get in contact with you? You spoke about, give us your email or whatever, your website. I know Dubfiction.
Well, my name is Barry Cole. The best email to reach me is barry@dubspot.com. Dubspot is the creative hive, the musical kind of centerpiece where we are all at in New York.
Awesome.
And I'm also reachable at Barry C. Film on Twitter. And The Heretic of Ether is not just the interactive graphic novel, but it's also a Twitter novel. So there are entries that are being updated to that, multiple times daily.
Awesome. That's pretty cool. All right, nice meeting you, Barry.
Thanks a lot, Miguel.
And thanks for the AWE TV.
Can I show you the trailer for The Heretic of Ether?
Yeah, let's see the
Cool.
trailer for Heretic of Ether.
So Roz Messina is the creator of the work, and we worked together to try and put a little bit of this and a little bit of that together, and this was actually our first augmented reality experience.
Awesome. So to check this out, you would go to the Erasma channel. You would have to have the graphic novel.
Nope.
Oh, this
because
is just
because the images are all on our Tumblr pages, as well as on the Twitter pages.
So go to the Tumblr, download the Erasma, search his channel, which is Dubfiction, and you can check this out.
Yep. And also Roz Messinai at Tumblr as well, who is the creator. He's got a ton of work and also some sneak peeks of what's going to be coming up through Dubfiction in the future.
Awesome.
Dubfiction. Based